Welcome back, everybody. I hope your day is doing well, your week is going well, and your month is going amazing. I hope your life in general is good. This video is for my fellow small creators, or my inspiring creators, or somebody that wants to create something, you know, social media or just in general something, right? We're gonna cover a few things that we can possibly use that are not super expensive, that will get you going and give you all the possibilities and opportunities that you need to actually get started. And it'll get the job done. All right, so let's start with the most important part of the creation process, and that is a capture device. You know, something to capture video on and everything. See, here's the thing. I personally thought that I would need something like this to create content. So I went out and purchased this myself. But you know what comes with this? Extra work, because now you have to consider the fact that you have to keep track of SD cards, you have to keep track of different batteries you have to replace every single time. And if you want to record directly to this to a screen or something, you have to make sure that you get all the proper adapters like the HDMI cables and everything for this kind of device. So I actually dropped this. And many of us creators, small creators, have also dropped these. I am no longer using this camera. It actually just sits right back over there. You guys have probably seen it in some other videos because I no longer use it, and this is why. So I recommend if you're just starting out, use what you already have. What do you already have that does everything that you need it to do? And that is your phone. So this is an Android phone that I use for short sometimes. What you're actually seeing this recording on is actually an iPhone. I recently started just using iPhones in general for my videos because phones nowadays are pretty much full-on cameras. And unless you need like crazy zoom-in lenses and everything and like crazy filters on your lenses, you're not going to need anything but your phone, definitely when you're first starting out. Plus, if you're recording on an iPhone, you can record in Apple Log, and it has different settings on there that you can unlock to actually get really good footage. And trust me, it's really good. People are actually making movies with iPhones now, which is insane to me. That's why I kind of converted on over to just being a mobile user, because I no longer need that thing back there. I can just do everything that I personally do on my phone. But the phone alone doesn't just do it. So the way that I use the phone is with an app called Blackmagic, which fully unlocks the potential of your device. This can be on iPhone, it can also be on Android, it can be used on both. This app alone for us small creators has been a game changer because now the app allows you to fully unlock the phone's capabilities, which you can change the ISO, the shutter speeds, the FPS, the lighting, the tint, all that stuff. You can add LUTs to it, and you can use like external microphones with the app. So it's pretty much everything that you would be doing on a DSLR on your phone. With this app, you can customize the way that you want your scene to look to the point of where you have full control of how you want your content to be perceived. I can make an entire video of just using the Blackmagic app. I mean, the Blackmagic app is amazing. It even allows you to take like one device and record off that device, and then it streams it to your secondary device, so then you can actually see what's going on. If you have a phone, just try out the Blackmagic app. It is free, by the way, so you don't have to pay anything. That's the best part of it. It is free. All right, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is tripods. Not all tripods are created equal, and some are super expensive. So then you kind of look at the cheap side, and then the cheap ones end up being like super non-sturdy. So I got the one that I use that you can use it for your phone and you can use it for a regular camera, and it's amazingly sturdy. And that is the newer TP12. This thing is, I mean, you can like, it's like a bat, like that's how it feels. And as you can see, I have it connected with my phone attachment here, which you can just take this completely off very easily. Just unscrew that, take it off, and then you can take this part off and then just screw in a DSLR to it. I mean, if you really want to use a DSLR. And this thing, super sturdy. I mean, it opens up very nicely, sits just like this, and it actually is pretty tall. You can extend the middle here, you loosen it up, go all the way up. I think the best part about this tripod is that once it's set up, it doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart. A lot of more affordable tripods, when you set them up, they feel like they're going to fall apart. This is actually really good quality, and full transparency, Newer did send this out to me a long time ago. This video doesn't even have anything to do with that, but I just want you to know that I did get this one from them. So far, I have used it every single day to the point to where I had to get me another one, which you are on right now. Yes, I do trust this tripod. It's good, it's very sturdy, and I trust it. I mean, it goes super, super, super wide, so there's no chance that your phone's gonna be falling off, and it does have a little clip down here so you can add more weight to it. So it is very sturdy, but it's not heavy at all. And when it's folded up, it's only about 21 inches in length, and when you get it all the way extended like this, it's about 5.5 feet tall. So it's a pretty good height. I mean, you're not gonna sit here and put a camera or a phone up there and do this all often, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just It's a, well, I guess if you're taller, it's gonna be easier, right? But I'm not the tallest person in the world, so. Something else that I also use is this newer flexible camera mount, which of course comes with the attachment for your phone. So the reason why I use this is because sometimes, you know, you need that overhead shot or that angle shot. The camera's gonna be sitting down on something. Now, I don't have an overhead system going on. You can definitely buy that, but that's like hundreds of dollars, okay? Like it's just, I don't know. And then you have to like mount it to your ceiling. I'm not doing all that. It's a lot of work. So instead, this flexible camera mount with a clamp literally just attaches to your desk, and it is adjustable however you want it. So you can literally adjust it any way that you possibly need it to do. So if you need that overhead shot, for example, right here, I'm gonna put the phone on, you're gonna be able to get that. So if you're doing like a repair video, for example, or like a product review or something that you need an overhead shot for, you can do this. And then, like I said, it's fully adjustable. So it is amazing how this has come in handy so much that now, whenever I do like a how-to video for like a laptop, for example, this is what I end up using. So this is very handy. And again, it's not gonna break the bank. All right, so as we know, since we're using a phone, the phone has multiple cameras. The selfie camera, and then it has the best camera, which is on the back of your phone. So what do you do when you wanna see yourself on that camera and you can't? So you can't frame up yourself and you don't know what's going on. Well, this right here will solve that problem. This is the newer Basics M4C screen that attaches to your phone. It is MagSafe capable, so it'll go right onto your iPhone. And it allows you to actually be able to see yourself as you're recording yourself, so you know exactly how to frame up yourself, so you can look the best, you know what I'm saying? And monitor in real time what you are doing. So no more do you have to keep running back and forth on the phone and doing little test shots to make sure that you are in frame. You can literally just see yourself on this screen while you're recording. All right, moving on to storage. So I had an option of where I could have either bought like pre-made storage that I could just attach to my phone, for example, or I could just buy this, and it costed 6-in-1 NVMe enclosure device. So I actually went this route because not only is this an enclosure for an NVMe, which then I can choose my own storage capacity and work right off of this if I needed to, since it's all Type-C, but it is also a kind of dock, which you have different ports on it. So you have like an HDMI port on it, you have a USB 3.1 port on it, you have a secondary Type-C port on it, SD card, and a micro SD card slot. So this thing will allow you to do a lot of things with it. But the best part for me is that I plug this right into my iPhone and record directly onto this. But not only that, since you know we have that Type-C extra connector, that means that I can also plug in my microphones or other attachments to this while it's running on my iPhone. Which moves me on to the other thing, which is good audio. Microphones. Microphones are a must-have. If you're just starting out, sure, record right off of your phone, but keep in mind that that is going to cause some type of echo and it's not going to be super clear. And also while you're in public, it's hard to hear you versus everything else around you. Now the phones have come a long way and they can actually pinpoint the direction that your voice is coming from, and it helps out drown some of the outside noise, but nothing beats having a dedicated microphone. For this, I use the Rode Wireless Me microphone set. It comes with 2 microphones, technically 1, but the other one can act as a microphone, the one that's actually attached to the phone over there. You can turn that on and then you can hear the person behind the camera if somebody is actually following you around with the camera. But ever since buying these, my audio has gotten so much better and people can understand me now. The echoes are gone. There's like air blowing here, but you can't hear that, but you can still hear my voice over that stuff. But audio quality, definitely worth it. Of course, you can do other brands. This is just the one that I currently use. All right, moving on to lighting. As you can see, there's kind of like an ambient bluish tone in the back here. Yeah, that would be coming from this right here. This is an LED flood lamp that does definitely help. A big part of content creation is the lighting, right? So you got to have light coming in to clearly see you, as well as some kind of ambient lighting in the back. You know, I don't do it the best because I am not the best professional, you know, lighter person. Yeah, that's totally words. I'm not the best at the lighting, right? But you know, these were actually recommended to me by another fellow creator. His name is Omace on YouTube. If you want to check him out, he does videos as well, and his lighting is great. I mean, his editing is So anyways, these were recommended to me by him, and since then I have relied on these. And the best part is that they're not expensive. It comes with a pack of 4. not super expensive. And look, they're light. You can carry these. You can stick one of these in your backpack and just go on and produce some light for yourself. And of course, these do change color, so they do have a variety of colors and everything that is controlled through an app. Yeah, these kind of just changed everything. I was gonna get some big ambient lights and just put them all the way around. Actually, I have like an RGB strip that goes all the way around that I no longer use because I got these. I definitely recommend these. These are good. As for my front lighting, okay, so I'm still using something that I bought years ago. I never changed them. There are way newer and better products now, so definitely look out for those. I might link a couple of those to you that will probably do a better job nowadays, but I'm still using these giant things. And let me bring one over for you. So I'm still using these giant H. Pusen lights that I got years ago. I think I got these when I first started the channel, before I even knew what I wanted to do on the channel. They're pretty bright, but again, there are other options. Look, you just see the light on my face. There are other options nowadays that you can get that are smaller than this, because this is pretty big, and that will do the exact same thing, because now there's LED stuff, and will still make your environment look super clear, super amazing. And I'll try to find some of those for you. If not, I can also put these on there. But like I said, these are big. So I don't know if you really want to have these giant things, you know, in your studio. And they do make it warm. So just keep that in mind. Lighting causes heat. Yeah. All right, so you have your recording device, you have your tripod, you have your overhead extender arm thing, you have your microphones, you have your storage devices, you have your selfie screens if you actually need that, you have your lighting. What do you do next? You create the content, what do you do? Well, the next part, the most important part is like, what do you use to edit your videos? Well, I would say, you know, Adobe Premiere and all that cool stuff. Like, yeah, no, I don't touch that anymore. I used to use that a long time ago. I do not touch any of that anymore. The go-to for me are two options. One is DaVinci Resolve. It is a professional editing software that is free to us. Yes, there are paid versions of it, so you can get more things out of it, but you can fully edit videos on DaVinci Resolve. And you can add plugins and effects and everything to DaVinci Resolve. It's an amazing software. But another one that I've also been using that I now use on a mobile device, and this is why I'm bringing this up, is because not everybody has a computer, right? Like, not everybody has an editing computer. CapCut. CapCut has changed the way that small creators can work, because you can edit full-on videos, vertical or horizontal, on your phone. So that brings me back to the other thing. This is the reason why I also changed, because now I don't have to transfer anything from my camera to my computer to my storage device to my other thing and the other thing and the other thing, and they plug this in and the other thing. No, I can literally record everything on my phone using the Blackmagic app. Then after that, open up the software on the same device and edit my full video literally there. And here's the thing, sure, CapCut has paid premium options, but you can still do everything that you need to do without having to pay a single penny. You can edit in vertical and horizontal. It does have free effects. It does have free titles. It does have free sound effects. It does have free filters. It has a lot of free stuff, pretty much. And it is super easy to use. And of course, they do have a desktop version, so you can just use the desktop version if you want. That's actually what I do sometimes. I'll get on my laptop and work on either DaVinci Resolve or on CapCut desktop to get everything done. And then if I'm working on a short, I can start on the computer and then just literally transfer it onto my phone and finish it off on the phone. And if I really want to be mobile, I don't even take a laptop with me anymore. I just record everything on the phone. I have my storage device and then work right off of there onto the app itself. And the best part about all this is, like, since you're working on everything on one system, you record, edit, and you post on the same device, all like right out of your pocket. All right, that being said, here's one of the most important things that is not gear, it's not software, it's not a computer, it's not none of this, right? I'm still small. I'm a small creator. You know, we got to start somewhere. I'm not well known, but you have to have the drive to actually continue doing this. Sure, you can buy everything that you want. And that's where I fell apart at some point, where I kept buying stuff, like the camera back there that I don't even touch anymore. I thought that the gear was going to make me make better content. I thought that the gear was going to make me want to do the work that is involved in being a content creator. But no, actually, it did not. It actually made it worse for me, because I had to get a whole bunch of cables and things here and that. And so I took a step back and I started minimizing the amount of work that I do by minimizing the amount of gear that I need. And remember that I'm speaking of my fellow small creators. If you have a team of people, you have a camera person, an editor, and a Red Magic camera, yeah, this ain't for you, man. You got a $50,000 camera. You're already doing your thing. I'm talking about us small guys that, you know, we're trying to get out there and creating this stuff. And, you know, we're not rich. We're trying to do our thing, but, you know, we got to start somewhere, right? And honestly, you don't even need the lighting and stuff. Just start. Just press the record button and start recording. I mean, and then grow as you go. All right, so I'm going to leave a link of everything that I discussed in the video down in the description below. So make sure you check that out if you want to get any of the products here that I mentioned, or you could get something else. But yeah, I'll leave it down in the description below. So that way you have the option to actually see what all of this stuff is. I hope that this video helps you on your content creation journey. Soon enough, you will be bigger than me and bigger than a lot of other people, because you might have that amazing drive and that amazing personality, and the gear is just a small part of it.